Live breaking news, Nez Nation. The supervisor who the FEMA whistleblower outed very recently, we did an entire video on it, has just come out and speaks for the very first time. And boy, does she have a lot to say. I'm going to share with you a video clip that she came out and talked about how FEMA was actually the one responsible, that it had nothing to do with her. I was very reticent and hesitant to share her information and share her publicly. I didn't want to dox her because I knew she would get a ton of hate mail and God knows unalive threats, etc., etc. So I was very reticent to share this, but then she put herself out there. So I'm going to share this. Before I do, oh my God, you have to stick around for this. I just want to share this really quickly just to give a quick summation and get you up to speed just in case you missed that previous video that we did. So just a quick recap. This is Marni Washington, who apparently was the one who sent out this email and text message through a internal text chain, essentially giving directives to FEMA workers during the travesty and terrible emergency of Hurricane Helene, which afflicted essentially the entire Southeast United States of America, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, everywhere, essentially. And so in case you missed it, so this was huge news. We did a video on it. She said, you know, you can see the one highlighted there amongst the other directives, avoid homes advertising Trump. And she got a ton of flack for this. Here she is right here. I'm going to play this clip in just a second. So she was the FEMA boss who was actually fired after ordering the volunteers not to approach homes displaying Trump signs in Florida after Hurricane Milton. She also has now insisted that this was not isolated and also happened in North Carolina. She spoke out for the very, very first time since she was fired. Her name's Marni Washington. She's accusing FEMA of, quote, lying about the scandal and making her the scapegoat of a wider practice. This coming from the Daily Mail. Washington was blasted publicly and lost her job after a text chain was leaked that showed her instructing colleagues to avoid houses that had Trump signs in their yards. I just showed you that. She is now seeking an attorney and says, quote, I have information that proves FEMA is lying. Listen to this.
Stating that I was fired. They all alleged that these actions were made on my own recognizances and that it was for my own political advances. However, if you look at the record, there is what we call a community trend. And unfortunately, it just so happened that the political hostility that was encountered by my team, and I was on 2 different teams during this deployment, they just so happened to have the Trump campaign signage. FEMA always preaches avoidance first and then de-escalation. So this is not isolated. This is a colossal event of avoidance, not just in the state of Florida, but you will find avoidance in the Carolinas. Senior leadership will lie to you and tell you that they do not know. But if you ask the DSA crew leads and specialists what they are experiencing in the field, they will tell you. Demand for FEMA to give you those incident reports.
My fellow Americans, this could be one of the biggest scandals in the history of America, a federal emergency agency refusing to help American citizens based on political bias. This is every American's worst fear. We already know that Biden and Kamala weaponized the DOJ to go after Trump. All of the sham trials, the hush money trial, the cash money G trial, the Jack Smith trial. Jack Smith, by the way, has since resigned. He's like, I'm out of here. See you later. I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you, Cash Money G, I guarantee you, fake Don Juan Merchan, all of them are going to dismiss all the charges because they only had one goal in mind. Thank God the Americans are now finally waking up. We are all waking up thanks to channels like this. But this isn't going to be found on MSNBC. They're not going to talk about this on NBC, CNN. You need to share this and tap the thumbs up. I guarantee you all of those sham trials are going to become moot, become completely dismissed because they only had one mission and one objective. That was to help Kamala win, impede and blockade Donald Trump, bankrupt him, smear him, defame him, imprison him. And I truly believe They were behind Thomas Crooks, and they were behind the second assassination at Mar-a-Lago at his golf course. I want to hear from you. Do you think that Marni Washington, who was since fired from FEMA, do you think that she's telling the truth? Is this another right-wing conspiracy that has come true? We've been talking about the media. We've been talking about Biden's mental capacity. We've been talking about the border. We've been talking about so many things that have ended up coming true. Everything that Trump said back in 2016. I mean, a lot of these so-called extremist MAGA conspiracy theories have actually come true. He was right about the media. He was right about Biden. He was right about Kamala. He was right about Obama. I mean, this is really, really an awakening, an emergence of cleansing, and the truth shall set you free like we've never seen before. But I want to hear from you. Do you think that Marni Washington acted alone? Do you believe her when she says this was not isolated? Do you believe her when she says this is a scandal and this comes from the very, very top? Mayorkas, who is the head of Homeland Security, Mayorkas actually is somebody who faced extreme heat from Senator Hawley, from the GOP House Judiciary Committee about the border, from Trump, from a lot of conservatives who were saying that he should be impeached, he should be fired, he should face criminal charges. Did this come down from him? Could you imagine if that actually comes out? I hope, now that we have sense back, now that we have practicality back in our government. By the way, we won the House. We have control of the House. We have control of the Senate. We have control of the executive branch. The American cleanse, the detoxification of America's swamp is commencing. I've got another video coming out. You got to follow and subscribe. Sign up for our free newsletter talking about the initiatives and bold moves that Trump's making that are absolutely going to blow your mind. Stick around for that because I've got a lot to cover. He's already picking pretty stellar candidates to be in his cabinet, especially border czar Tom Homan. I think he is going to clean house like we've never seen before. I love Tom Homan. Let me know if you love Tom Homan because I know I do too. Let me know in the comments down below. But this should be brought up in some type of a commission, emergency committee to see and get to the bottom of what is going on here. If Marni Washington is telling the truth, this could be the greatest scandal in American history, next to what I would call maybe even the second greatest scandal, which I think the first biggest scandal is how in the world did Joe Biden get 81 million votes in 2020 when the Black Messiah, quote unquote, Obama, got 15 to 20 million less than he did. It doesn't make an ounce of sense. So this could be, let me rephrase that. This could be the second largest scandal in American history. But I hope to God that our elected officials will do the right thing, bring the powers of this violation, this egregious political bias against, Americans who have gone through one of the worst tragedies, one of the worst disasters we've seen caused by a natural disaster since Katrina. And it even makes it even more absolutely vile, the fact that these elected officials are giving nothing but red carpet money to Zelensky and Forever Wars. It makes you think, again, this administration, the past 4 years, it's been America last. We're back. It's America first. And I think a great way to exemplify that notion and that dictum would be to hold these people to the fire, hold them accountable, find out if Marni Washington is telling the truth, or is she just trying to save her own butt. That could be possible. That could be true. Stay tuned. But let me know in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Sign up for our free newsletter. That's in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. It's pretty much your insurance policy, so you never, ever miss out, because even if you subscribe and turn on all notifications, you don't always get our videos. So sign up for our free newsletter. That's in the pinned comment. Also, check out our original Trump merch made in the USA. That's in the pinned comment as well. Check out these videos coming up on the screen. You don't want to miss these. I just posted these recently. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's free, and as always, may God bless you, and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.